I've talked about how artificial intelligence is already affecting the media in extraordinary ways. How, for example, the reinforcement learning in recommendation algorithms has really changed the winners in media from the traditional newspaper groups or film or TV production groups into these new businesses like TikTok and Spotify that are driven by recommendation as their key distribution channel straight to the individual in a very different way from the 20th century or how newspapers were originally built. And then I talked a bit about generative AI and the opportunities to create content using generative AI in image and sound and video. But then alongside that, the extraordinary IP challenges that creates in terms of how the training data is reflected in the final outputs and who might own those final outputs. And then finally, I talked about the nature of bias in artificial intelligence and the fact that the training data is simply a reflection of the internet as it currently stands, and that is a very biased internet which produces all kinds of diversity challenges. But that in trying to solve those diversity challenges, you come up against another whole lot of problems, specifically around veracity. And I talked around the Google Gemini situation, where in an attempt to introduce ethnic diversity into their outputs, they actually produced outputs that weren't credible, specifically when they were looking at historical situations. And so I suppose the theme of my talk was, yes, there's a lot of new stuff coming along with AI in the media, but we are really a very long way indeed from solving any of the philosophical, ethical or legal questions that it creates.